Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this week's video we're going to be Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this video we are going to be starting our pepper varieties. I have a lot of varieties that I'm starting this year, and we're going to do kind of something a little bit different. I did get specific trays to hopefully save me space and time this year on starting seeds. And so I have 128 cell trays that I'm looking at starting my peppers, tomatoes, brassicas, and some of my flowers in this year. One of the reasons that I'm going to do it this way is because I can get more into a tray than the regular seed starting trays. And then my plan is I got little 3-inch pots that I plan on up-potting these plugs into, and hopefully that will be enough. I won't have to keep using red Solo cups, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just, at the volume that I'm doing right now, I just feel like the red Solo cups are out of the question. I'm starting my peppers, tomatoes, and brassicas later than I have ever started them this year. And hopefully that will help with the setup that I have. Now, also, the other thing that I'm doing with these plug trays is I'm not doing a full row of peppers. It will be a full row of peppers, but it won't be a full row of one variety. So I plan on doing 2 cells per plug, and then hopefully I will be able to spread the seeds out a little bit, and so that I can cut the plug in half when I'm up potting, and so I get 8 plants from one variety. So I think there's 16 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 rows. So I will have 32, I think, varieties of peppers in this one tray. So 32 varieties with 8 plants each. And you might be thinking, excuse me, Janae, what are you going to do with all those varieties? I don't know. I'm going to try and get them into my garden and into my my flower beds, pots, because I do plan on utilizing pots this year for some peppers and tomatoes. And then I will be giving some of them away because I do have some family and friends who have requested peppers and tomatoes, brassicas, stuff like that. And I'm already starting the plants, so it's kind of one of those things of why not just add to my list and just do it and then hand them over when they're ready to pot or to go outside. So I'll do all of the hardening off, I'll do all of that, and then excuse me, I've had a cough for a little bit. It's about Mother's Day is when I actually hand all of my starts off to everyone who is ordered. I don't charge, I just say ordered because it's easier to kind of explain. But whoever has ordered plants from me, I just take them, and that's kind of like the Mother's Day gift, kind of, in a sense. But it's definitely my day that I'm shooting for giving plants away. So 32 varieties of peppers. I have already gone through the pepper varieties that I am going to be planting this year with you all, and this is just the video that I'm doing it. So it's end of March that I'm actually and this is specifically the majority of the peppers that are going in here are my hot peppers. I do have some not hot peppers, like my jalapenos and habanadas and stuff like that, and that's just to fill up the rest of the tray. I definitely wanted to get my hot peppers in because hot peppers typically take longer to grow. So that's what I'm doing at the end of March right now. I am using these 128 count trays. Yeah, I want to call it 125. I don't know why. My brain just must like the nice 125 number. With that tray, I'm gonna have this tray, Just the pink one, not the orange one. Or I guess whatever color I choose. And that plug tray will go into the solid tray. So when these seeds get a little bit older, I'll just basically lift up the plug tray, fill the solid tray with water, and that's how I will end up watering them once they've rooted in. The other thing that I will be doing, my apologies for coughing, I'm sorry. Is I will be covering them with a humidity dome as well. And that just helps germination. So, let's get after it. We have our tray filled with soil. And a reminder, I am using plug trays this year. I'm gonna try to put 2 seeds in each plug tray, and then as they grow, because I know I'm gonna have to up pot the peppers anyways, as they grow, I can separate and put them into their own individual, like 2 to 3 inch pot. Yeah, I think this is a 3-inch pot. So I'll up pot this year into these little pots. And I think it's just gonna be so much easier for me in starting seeds. So let's get after it. So we got all of our peppers planted in. I make just a small divot and then just barely cover up the pepper seed. I do cover up my pepper seeds just ever so slightly, unlike other seeds that are smaller. I just find that it helps with germination. The thing that I wanted to touch on is I use straight potting mix. I don't use seed starting mix. I find that I'm pretty hard on seedlings. Honestly, like, they're pretty hardy when they leave my house. And it's not that I kill a whole bunch or anything. I find that it's easier for me to start my seeds in straight potting mix, and I don't see a germination rate decrease or anything like that. They have the nutrients to grow. It's less potting up. It's less fertilizing. It's just, in my busy, hectic life, I use potting mix, and I don't use the seed starting mix that you can get from stores and whatnot. Would I have even better germination rates? Probably. But do I need that, or do I see a difference? Like, what I do is enough for what I need for my family. And I don't feel like I'm wasting seeds or anything like that. Like, my germination rates have always been really good. So, a little tidbit for you there as well. Just, again, I buy straight potting mix, start the seeds in that, and then go from there. I don't buy any fancy potting mix. So that's my process though. I water them all in afterwards just to settle the soil over the top, make sure those seeds are nice and moist, and have the best environment to grow in and to germinate in, and cross our fingers and hope for the best. I did have one, I try, I guess this is something else to note. I try to write out all of my tags prior to me planting, just so that I can put the tags in as I go. I somehow missed just doing a regular jalapeno tag. I don't know why. Seems kind of weird. But I'll write a tag out and get it put in as well. The other thing is, or I guess last thing is, I will put these on a heating mat. It just helps, again, with germination. I'm putting them by a window, but I'll still have my grow lights on top. But that window can sometimes be a little bit cooler, and so the heating mat will help with that. But I will provide you all updates moving forward. I've really started to get into providing the updates via Reels. If you're, if you've been watching those, I've been trying to provide updates via Reels rather than like long format videos. I'm not sure if that's something that you all would like, a long format video of just an update. I find it's just easier to give you updates via Reels. So watch out for those. That's kind of what I've been doing with this back here. If you haven't been watching the Reels, we're incubating eggs. So I've been just kind of providing updates about the egg hatching process via Reels. So if you have any questions though about how I'm starting seeds this year, the time frame, my last frost date is Memorial Day weekend, so end of May, just to kind of give you a reference of when I'm starting seeds and how far in advance that I am starting those seeds. So but yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box below, and we'll see you in the next project. Thanks everyone. Bye.